Well. I'm going to record a video at night because it's going through my mind again and again, and I'm not going to wait till tomorrow morning to record it. I'm going to get it done now because as I said, it's keeping me awake. The title of the video is, Does Objective Truth Exist? And the blurb that I wrote goes like this. In less than an hour after posting the last video, the Facebook comments took off more than it with any recent video. A lady commented, I think truth is personal and relevant only for the beholder. That's an actual quote. In other words, truth is subjective, not objective. To me, our experience and how we define it is subjective. However, some things are simply wrong objectively, like purposefully lying, stealing, and killing other humans. Obviously, God, our Creator, has allowed and tolerated evil to not only exist, but to dominate the planet. As I see it, this is not love. I wonder if this lady would love her children like that, not doing anything to protect them from harm. I wonder if Anastasia would have allowed her son to sit in the path of the marabunta, army ants from Brazil. They would have eaten him alive. As I've said, this is a huge challenge for us when there are those who advocate an anything goes policy that avoids objective truth. Indeed, there are lots of comments on that video. One of them by the same lady that I quoted in that blurb, and she made several comments there. But one of them was, the very basis of war is peace. Like, war exists because of peace. And no, war exists because of war. Peace doesn't exist on a planet as a planetary reality. War exists as the planetary reality. And one gentleman commented on that same thread, you've wanted to do battle with the cabal for the past few years. No, I've wanted to expose the cabal. I can't battle the cabal. I'm one individual. All I can do is tell the truth. That's what the cabal doesn't do. It doesn't tell the truth. They are committed to living by the lie. And that's what so much of our world is about. It's not about truth. It's not about freedom. It's not about justice. It's not about the things that are high that would benefit humanity. It's about destroying the reality of the human experience. It's about enslavement, like I've said in other videos, where an evil entity that to me is Lucifer, but whatever name you want to apply to it, archons or whatever, have seen human beings as an enslaved group of people to serve their interests. And the slaves have no rights. They're not seen as human. They're seen as slaves. And there are people on this planet that are part of the cabal that's how they see it. That's objective. Look at the world that we live in, folks. It's not going to change by ignoring it. It's not going to change by denying the reality that everybody else is experiencing. You say, but Ron, it's just an illusion. No, it's what people are experiencing. I had my home stolen from me where there was never a mortgage. It was paid for the day that I moved in full. There was no mortgage attached to my home, but the court system stole it. Does objective truth exist? It didn't exist for me. It didn't exist for me, even though I put it in a non-statutory trust and I didn't even own the house. They never brought the trust up at all, even though it was a non-statutory, which means it wasn't part of the statutory law system. It was a common law trust, in other words. And they moved in and they took my home. It took them 10.5+ years to get it, but they finally managed to get me out on February the 7th this year. And these things are not based on truth. They're based on fraud. And the whole system is fraud. Lucifer is a liar and was a liar from the beginning. He said, I will be like God. Well, Lucifer can't be like God because Lucifer has an objective, which is to deceive and to steal and to kill and to destroy God's creation so that he, Lucifer, can be God. Well, I'm sorry, folks. I don't buy into that mentality. I mean, I want to live on a planet where everyone can prosper, where no one is restricted from expressing themselves so long as they don't hurt somebody else, where there's freedom of speech and there's freedom of religion and all the freedoms that were enumerated in the original U.S. Bill of Rights, in their Constitution, and things that were unalienable rights guaranteed in that Constitution and in the Declaration of Independence, that our forefathers had the foresight to recognize that these are unalienable or unalienable rights. They cannot be taken away from us. Yet our government in the United States and governments around the world, and run by criminals, and they are literally criminals that run these systems. They are criminal bankers, criminal attorneys, criminal entities that run the world for their own benefit, and their game plan is to eliminate most of the world's population. At least 95% of the world's population are seen as useless eaters. I'm sorry, that's objectively wrong. And objective truth, if it doesn't exist, then I don't want to be on this planet. I don't want to be in the universe. I don't want to have to face a creator that continues to allow this when creation is beginning to wake up, when we are beginning to see this. But so many people sit back and think that by avoiding and denying the reality of the world that we live in, somehow it's going to miraculously change. Well, what you deny in that case will persist. What you deny will persist because you're denying it. You're not telling the truth. If you don't deny it, if you speak about it, you can shine light on it, and it can stop existing that way. It exists because good people do nothing. That's the problem. People don't want to be personally involved because they don't want to believe that there is objective truth, that whatever anybody's doing is perfectly okay. It's their life and they have a right. Well, what if they're taking the rights away from everybody else? Put it in balance. I mean, think, for God's sake, think. We need to love one another, but we need to not throw away reason and not throw away concepts of justice and logic. And, we have to bring all of this into balance. And we need to work through these issues that have destroyed people's hope and destroyed life on this planet and continue to destroy life because we don't stand up and take action, because we choose to avoid and deny rather than to become involved and speak out and speak up. If we would all do that together, the game of the cabal and the evil ones would come to an end. It would be halted. Anyway, I don't want to keep going on and on about this. It's something that really draws my energy and my attention, and something that I feel very passionate about. And I thank you for listening. Namaste.